Good morning, everyone. It's Tracy from Mejias Family Farm, and today we're going to be making an elderberry syrup. With the cold and flu season upon us, this is a really good supplement to help you prepare for the flu or any type of cold, or just to prevent it. So today, again, we're going to be making elderberry syrup, and so let's get started. I'll start with telling you what we're going to need. You're going to need your dried elderberries, 1 cup. I have mine already in the pot today. You're going to need your honey, which we're only going to need 1 cup. Obviously, you're going to need your spoon because we're going to be mixing. You're going to need your masher. You're going to need your colander or your strainer, and another bowl or pot that has some type of pouring spout on the side. So I'm going to put that in there, and that's when we're going to drain it. So you're going to start off with 1 cup of dried elderberries. Like I said, I already put mine in the pot. And then we're going to add 6 cups of filtered water. So I'm going to do that now. Sorry about the little squeakies. One. Well, this is going to be amazing, everyone. Take it before every day if you want. You can take it when you're starting to feel sick. And there we go. All right. I just had enough. So we're going to turn I'm using a small little induction oven. Since we do live in a tiny house, this is what we use. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to let this boil. Once this has boiled, we're going to simmer it for 45 minutes. So while this is boiling, I'm going to mix a little bit. What I did, which before, I guess I should have told you, was I picked out all like the stems and the anything like that. Like you can already see that this is already changing a color on me. If I can get it without some elderberries in it. I don't know if y'all can see that. See, that's already changing a beautiful rosy color. So we're going to let this go to a boil. And then after that, we're going to let it simmer for about 45 minutes. You can do it longer if you want to. And then we'll come back and we will finish the recipe up. We'll be back, guys. While we're waiting for our elderberry syrup to start to boil, I just want to tell you about this awesome, cute little apron that I received. I purchased it on Etsy. It has 2 cute pockets right here. I think you have a choice of getting 2 pockets this way or 1 big one in the front. I purchased it from Lizzie and Grandma. I believe it was about $25, but it is super cute. I'm going to untie it. It just has the tie in the back. It is the farm theme material, and it's so cute. It has this awesome little ruffle going all the way around, including where the ties are. And your ties are here. So it's pretty cool. I've been using it a lot when I'm in the kitchen. Takes a little bit getting used to because I'm not used to wearing an apron. But I would suggest possibly wearing some kind of covering, because this elderberries, as you saw, has already started changing color, this water, and look, it's getting a little bit darker now. So you don't want to get that all over you. It'll stain. So if you have an apron, I would suggest wearing it, you guys. But okay, mine is definitely not boiling yet. So when it does start to boil, we're going to again simmer for 45 minutes, and then we will strain it and do the fun stuff. So we'll be back in a little bit when this is done. Okay, everyone, since we're almost at the final stage, I have about 5 more minutes left for it to simmer. I just want to tell you what else you're going to need. You're going to need either a cute little jar or just a bunch of ball jars that you can stick in the fridge, because you're only going to be taking a teaspoon for a small child, or a tablespoon for an adult. And if you happen to be sick at this time while you're taking the elderberry syrup, it would be a teaspoon for a child every 6 to 8 hours. And for an adult, it would be 1 tablespoon every 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you guys that this is what we need, is some jars. You can use a fancy one. I did already label this one, but I realized that I wanted to use the ball jars. It makes it a little easier to kind of get your tablespoon in there and just whip it out and you're good to go. All right. And I also wanted to tell you where I got my elderberries from. I purchased them on Amazon. These are from Frontier Co-op. These are European elderberries whole. So, and it comes in a 1-pound bag. And as you can see, after I put in my 1 cup, this is what I have left, is 1 large quart jar full of these berries. And I did label it. So I like to put all my organic spices and stuff like that, and my berries obviously, into jars and up here on my spice rack. So that way it's easy to for me to get to. But not only that, it's easy to know what it is, so we're not putting something in our food that we shouldn't, kind of thing. So, okay, guys, I believe this is pretty much done. Yep, we have about 37 seconds, so I'm just going to turn it off. I'm just going to stir a little bit. I did change up my bowl because I realized with the syrup, with the liquid, I'm sorry, it would maybe topple over on that other pot that I was using. But my bowl does have a little pour spout, which is fine because most likely I'm going to pour it back into here once we do all that. So we're going to take this off and we are going to strain it into our bowl. Be careful, it does stain. So you don't want all that all over your clothes. So I'm just going to scrape the excess berries out the bottom here because it didn't seem to pour out. And because I'm going to use this can again, I have to make sure that I get them all out. And just so you know what exactly elderberries are high in, they are high in vitamin A as well as vitamin C, but there's a lot of other nutrients in the elderberries that help us combat colds. So they are a benefit. There's no need to go out and buy your own medicine from the store or think about cough drops because you have a sore throat. You can just make this and put it in the fridge and take it when you're starting to feel sick. Take it when you're sick and you're good to go. All right, guys, so I'm actually mashing up my berries right now because I want all that luscious goodness inside my syrup. So we're going to do that. Again, be careful because they do stain. It actually has a distinct smell. I can't really describe the smell of it. Maybe like a prune. But we're not complaining, right? Because you're going to feel like $1,000,000 you start taking this. Your colds will be shorter. Oh, and you can hear my syrup, my liquid going down. If you happen to get a few particles of elderberries in there or anything like that, it's not a big deal. You can eat the elderberries as is. So, wouldn't make too big of a deal. I'm just making sure I get all that goodness out. Too bad we can't. What I'm going to do with these elderberries is put them in my compost bin. The leftovers. I'm still just mushing here. All right. And the next ingredient we're going to put in is honey. And for the 6 cups of water that I put in, I believe I went down to about 4.5 cups. So with that being said, we're going to put 1 cup of raw honey or local raw and unfiltered honey. And that's what we're going to put in. I told you, I want my yummy goodness in here. And because it winds up caking up, you're going to have to move them around a little bit just to get the extra. But I think I have quite enough. One more pass and I think we'll be good. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. We're going to trade the bowl and put that in there. All right, so I'm going to take my bowl, move my wonderful jars, and we're going to add our 1 cup of honey. We want that honey to dissolve. So if you happen to put the honey in while it's cold, you're just going to get clumps possibly of honey. So we want this to dissolve in the heat. So we're going to put our 1 cup. And you can see the thickness between raw and unfiltered and local. Then the processed honey that you buy in the store. This is a local company that's around here. There is a gentleman at our local flea market that does sell honey, and I believe we're going to be going there Saturday, so I'm going to definitely get that. Put that pour in there. Oh, that looks... Speaking of honey, you guys, I don't know about you, but back in the day, there was a cough drop that tasted exactly like a honey cough drop, and I can't quite remember it for the life of me what cough drop that was. They were like cough drop gummies, but when you tasted it, it tasted exactly like honey. And I would love to know if there's actually anything out there besides, you know, what we're making today, or Ricola or anything like that. I just can't remember it, and I loved them. I think it was the only cough drop that my mom could give me and I would actually eat. So, all right, so I believe I got all my honey, so I'm just going to put that down. Now we're just going to stir. Be careful. We don't want a big mess. It sounds like my alarm going off. We're going to stop that. I put it for an extra 5 minutes, my alarm, just to make sure. And I can see that I don't feel the honey thick in there anymore, so it has kind of melted down. And what we want to do is just make sure, just keep stirring, going across the bottom to make sure any honey, if it happens to be on the bottom of the bowl, we want to make sure that's not on there. All right, and this bowl does have a pour spout. I think I'm just going to pour it directly from the bowl this time. Oh, you guys, this looks amazing. You can smell the honey in it. It smells great. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of extra honey if you happen to be a honey freak and you want it, and you want to add a little bit more, you can. I wouldn't go overboard because we really want that elderberry syrup, the elderberry liquid, to do its work. But this looks amazing, guys. And as you can see, my spoon has discolored. And I'm not a paper towel fan, but I happen to have a roll. And as you can see, you see how my spoon has discolored. So just be careful, okay? All right, so I'm going to use the big jar first. It's just my husband and I. So I'm hoping I at least get this full jar. If not, I have some smaller ones here. So we're just going to pour that in, being careful. Oh, that looks amazing. Leave some headspace. I will say that because, let me grab this paper towel one more time, because I know that because we're going to put this in the refrigerator, it's going to kind of seal itself, kind of like a canning thing. So it will seal itself. I'm going to grab another small jar, sorry. So glad I sanitized and cleaned my jars beforehand. I hope this should fit in there. So this will be our first jar that we use since it's going to be the smaller one. So I got about a half of that. So I got 1 full quart and a half of a pint jar. Now I can put my spoon in there. And everything's all mixed and ready to go. So you're just going to put your lids on there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool down for maybe a couple minutes or so because they are hot, and I don't like to put super hot into the fridge right away. Just in case, you guys, if you wanted to use a fancy jar like this, all you would need is your funnel. And I mean, most adults would probably just swig it. I would say pour it, but I would think that's a lot easier if you wanted to grab your tablespoon measuring cup and you just wanted to take your tablespoon from here. You could just dip it easily into the jar and you'd be set to go. Speaking of that, I hope no one's sick right now, but if you are, remember to take your elderberry syrup. This will be stored in the fridge. It does have honey in it, so it will last a little bit longer. I would say anywhere between 3 to 6 months. So, but the idea of elderberry syrup is not to just take it when you're sick. It's to take it every day to prevent yourself from getting sick. So, with 2 adults in the house at a tablespoon every day, this should go before the time that it would you would have to throw it away and maybe make a new batch. So that's just take it every day. If you're feeling sick, again, it's 1 teaspoon for a child. So I would say a child under 14, 12, 14, and 1 tablespoon for an adult. And if you're sick, that teaspoon for the child would be every 6 to 8 hours. And for an adult, it would be 1 tablespoon every 4 to 6 hours. So let's keep ourselves healthy. Enjoy your elderberry syrup. If you know of another way to make the elderberry syrup or another way to maybe make it taste good, I didn't know that there's a lady that I know that makes the elderberry syrup. She adds 1 teaspoon into her teas, but she would use a tea that was like a to prevent sickness. So that was like a double whammy right there, because you're getting not only the herbal tea that's good for you, you're also getting the elderberry syrup that's good for you to help combat any colds or just because you don't want to get sick. So you guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell. You'll get notified every time I upload a new video. But in the meantime, you guys, if you've made the elderberry syrup and you have some other alternatives or some cute little displays that you've done, let us know in the comment section below. But, you know, just try it. Take it every day. We don't want to be sick. We want to stay healthy. And that's just what we're going to do with this elderberry syrup. Well, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Have a blessed one.